So look at this. Field is changing up his look. We like it, Field. It's a great look for you. This is now Mel Kiper Jr. Field. Is this the plan? Oh, look at the side-by-side.
It is confirmed. Laura and my wife are kind of two peas in a pod here in the Connecticut area, and both of them have given it a resounding approval. So who am I to defy their fashion wisdom? And we're still deciding, is it Mel Kiper Jr. or just Mel Kiper III, which kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit easier, Mel Kiper actual Jr.
Well, last time I had hair like that, Phil, was 1994. So you're a junior, a third, whatever you want to be, Pat, because mine, as you can see, is Boomer would say, going, gone. So hang in there, Pat. Keep it going. Keep yours going as long as you can.
You know what, Mel, give yourself some credit. Yours is still very much there.
Yeah.
Field, I'm going to go with Junior. And yes, we do approve of this new look. It's a good one. Everybody likes it.
MKJ.
There you go.
That's a mouthful.
Good by me. Yeah.
The quarterback questions are still going in Pittsburgh. Look at Field's latest mock with his great hair. He has the Steelers using that 21st pick to take quarterback Jaxson Dart. We'll get to that a little bit more. But the even bigger question still looming for the QB spot in Pittsburgh is, will Aaron Rodgers sign with them? Owner Art Rooney had this to say on the matter.
I would say it was a good sign that he wanted to do that. And, we keep hearing that, he's, I guess, headed in our direction. And so that seems to be, all signs are positive so far. I'd say we feel pretty good about it.
Are you content to wait?
Well, not forever, but a little while longer.
Ooh, Rooney's patience starting to wear a little thin maybe there. J-Mac, what's the ideal scenario for the Steelers QB room this offseason?
I mean, obviously, part of that is signing Aaron Rodgers. And then you look at what Phil just said, getting a guy like Jaxson Dart. For all the talk we've had about the Steelers all offseason, for their fans agonizing over the quarterback room, if you told me to start maybe mandatory minicamp, the fact that they could possibly have Aaron Rodgers as their starting quarterback and Jaxson Dart as a guy sitting behind him to learn, I would be fired up if I'm a Steelers fan and say, you know what, it was worth all of that to have this type of quarterback room. But drafting Jaxson Dart without getting Aaron Rodgers, it seems like they're just replaying what they already did with Kenny Pickett.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, so Rodgers and Dart for Pitt, that would be ideal. Dan, we keep seeing Dart all over draft boards, but what's the scouting report actually on him? Let's touch
screen Dan.
I'm a huge fan of Jaxson Dart. I think he's a top 10 pick. I think that when you watch his tape, I'm going to show you two clips. One clip I could sit here and point out to you guys, this is as good as it gets. This is against Florida, and I would sit here and go, this is #1 pick of the draft type stuff. And in this game, he was sensational. And then I'll show you a clip, you go, dude, what the heck is this? This is late in the game, one score. We got a chance to go on the road and throw a game-tying touchdown, and probably the worst play this season. I want to bring it back to the first one, okay? So you're going to see the back go in motion, and what you're going to get is quarters defense by Florida. Quarters defense is a zone-centric defense, and everyone's got a responsibility on the defense, okay? You have a quarter of the field as the corner, you have a quarter of the field as the safety, and then this defender has that flat area, all right? And then the play concept is beautiful by the offensive Ole Miss. They're going to lift with the post. That takes that corner out, okay? And then you have a corner route by that receiver, and the read for the quarterback is just that defender. If that defender gets depth, remember that back that went in motion? We kick the ball to the back. If that defender gets nosy or plays the back at all, then we get the chance to throw that ideal corner route, okay? Everyone pay attention to Jaxson Dart because you're going to see him manipulate that defender. I want you guys to pay attention to what he does. You see how he quickly and subtly, eyes on him, you're going to see him quickly and subtly just peek to the sideline to get that defender to jump up and throw the corner in time. Watch his eyes. Watch his eyes in his head, right? Now, bang, get that defender, and then look, that ball's coming out before the receivers, making his cut, and it's thrown absolutely perfect. This is as good as it gets. That's top 5 pick at that position, #1 quarterback spot. And then you go late in the game, and you watch him play, and you go, that looks like a completely different person. Very similar concept. We're going to get double posts up to the side. And I go, well, protection is nice and clean. And you're going to watch, you're going to get lifted coverage where these guys are going to run their defenders off. And here comes this big crossing route. Bang, Jaxson, make that throw. And you're going to watch a guy throw a ball and just completely into a team party where it's just forced. And you're going, how come you're throwing the ball with 4 defenders for Florida there instead of taking that wide open crosser route? I don't see you make those decisions consistently, not only in this game, but in the season. So there's one clip you sit there and go, if you're the Steelers, he ain't getting to 21. He's not going to when you watch him. And then you watch that late one. And if I was a team and I was bringing in Jaxson Dart for a visit or sitting down with him, that would be the one play I would want to watch first. Very first play would be the second play that I showed, the interception, and I would say, talk to me. Tell me what happened here, because this is not who you've been on tape.
Decision-making was largely good for Jaxson Dart throughout the season.
I thought his decision-making was very good.
His accuracy is good. He's a good athlete as well. There's some mobility to Jaxson Dart that they didn't design a ton of quarterback runs for him in the way that we saw just a year ago Jayden Daniels run the football pretty much, it felt like, for 100 yards every game for LSU. But still, there's enough mobility there. You know, Jackson's such a fascinating case because both in my eyes and also the eyes of evaluators, the question just is, how much of an elevator is he relative to the three guys that we saw get taken 1, 2, 3 last year?
Can I answer that?
Sure,
because here's my thing.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of easy in his offense. I mean, that ball's going downfield all the time. It is high risk, high reward throws, but there's very little dink and dunk manufactured offense. And so I think he gets challenged to make difficult throws. And Field, you mentioned the athleticism. I know Mel wants to comment, but I think the athleticism was used in a necessity rather than a crutch.
Sure.
Oh, I got to get out of the pocket. Or I got to go make something happen rather than, oh, I'm going to drop my eyes and run just because I feel some kind of pressure.
I don't know if Mel.
Let's get Mel.
I was going to say, Mel, I know you got a lot of thoughts on everything, Mel.
No, I said the late, great Bill Walsh, when I talked to him, he said, hey, once a quarterback shows you he can do things and be great, it's up to the coaching staff, the system, everybody around him to make that consistent, okay, to level it off. And I think for Jaxson Dart, I saw, and I'm with Dan O on that, I watched that Florida meltdown at the end of that game, and it gave you pause. And then certainly when you look at the kid who had the want to of the kid, the desire of the kid, the work ethic of Jaxson Dart, 1,500 rushing yards over 3 years at Ole Miss. His completion percentage went up each year, and his touchdowns went up each year. So he improved every year in that program after coming over from USC with Kiffin. I think Jaxson Dart is at 16 right now, 17 on my board. I'm with you. I didn't know. I put him to New Orleans at 9 as a gut feel that maybe Kellen Moore will see him. They haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round since 71 out of Ole Miss, which was Archie Manning. Laura, you educated me on that a couple weeks ago. So I just put 2 and 2 together. Okay, took a shot with Jaxson Dart to New Orleans. I will say this. What if Shedeur Sanders is there for the Steelers? What if Shedeur Sanders gets down to 15 to 20 and the Giants passed on him for Travis Hunter? Did the Giants try to get back up and get both Colorado players, the quarterback and the great all-purpose Travis Hunter? It's going to be really fun. I said this today. I said it all week. Shedeur Sanders is going to be the most interesting, fascinating prospect in the draft I may have seen in 47 years to see where he lands.
All right, so Mel, now we're going to be looking out for that in your next mock. We'll see what you come up with there. Either way, it is going to be so fascinating. And coming up, we're going to ask, well, here's everything you need to know about Dallas and what they may do with their pick, according to Field. So Field's got him taking Ted McMillan, the wide receiver, at 12. It's interesting. The Cowboys have been really good at drafting receivers in the first round. Take a look at their last 4, okay? CeeDee Lamb in 2020, Dez Bryant in 2010, Alvin Harper in 1991, Hall of Famer Michael Irvin in 1988. Goodness. Field, I like it. What's the thought behind this pick for Dallas at 12 with Ted McMillan?
The Cliff Notes, for those who missed Jerry Jones's comments, is probably saying less would be the smart play next year.
Rinse and repeat.
We didn't need to hear that again as much as I wanted to.
But Tetero McMillan from Arizona.